At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Rinse knows that greatness takes time, but so does laundry. So Rinse will take your laundry and hand deliver it to your door expertly cleaned. And you can take the time pursuing your passions. Time once spent sorting and waiting, folding and queuing, now spent challenging and innovating and pushing your way to greatness. So pick up the Irish flute or those calligraphy pens or that daunting beef Wellington recipe card and leave the laundry to us. Rinse. It's time to be great.
This is Optimal Health Daily. One Change, Meal Prep, by Danielle Omar of foodconfidence.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Hey there, happy Monday and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I act as your narrator of the best health and fitness blogs, all for free, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. Now don't forget, we have a bunch of shows covering a bunch of different topics. Just search for Optimal Living Daily in any podcast app to find them. But for now, I want to get right to today's post so we can start optimizing your life. One Change, Meal Prep, by Danielle Omar of foodconfidence.com. Meal prepping is a must-do at my house, especially during my busy seasons, like right now. It's so great knowing that my meal prep is done, and I'm just going to grab and cook next week after a long day at work or late nights after soccer practice. Why you should be meal prepping. 1. You'll inevitably eat better. Very few of my clients make sound nutrition decisions after a long, tiring day of work. I totally get it. When the workday is over, the last thing I want to do is throw together an elaborate meal. Meal prepping makes the healthy options just as convenient as the not-so-healthy ones. Plus, you get to control the ingredients and the portions, so you're automatically able to make your meal more nutritious than anything you might take out from a restaurant. 2. You'll have more time on your hands. Yes, I know it sounds nutty, but you will have more time on your hands despite the time you'll spend meal prepping. Doing all of your meal prepping at once saves you tons of time down the line. Think about it. Less time deciding what you want to eat, less time taking out the cooking utensils and cutting boards, less time cleaning up dishes, and so on. By meal prepping, you'll get an hour of your life back in the evening. 3. You'll spend less on food. This one sounds counterintuitive too, right? How will meal prepping and buying all of those ingredients save you money? It might be a little costly up front if you need to stock your kitchen with the basics like grains, produce, spices, containers, and so on, but you'll find yourself with extra cash on hand once you stop dining out so much. Plus, it's always cheaper to buy food whole and prep it yourself. The cost difference between pre-chopped or pre-spiralized veggies versus buying them whole is real savings. 4. You'll improve your skills in the kitchen. In my opinion, this is one of the best and least talked about benefits of meal prepping. Cooking your own meals each week, even if they're not gourmet, will inevitably improve your kitchen skills. And who doesn't want to be a ninja with their knives? You know you do. Different meal prep styles. Meal prepping can look different for everyone. You can fully cook your meals so they're ready to heat and eat, or you can prepare ingredients to cut down on time spent in the kitchen at each meal. Here are some of the most common meal prep styles. 1. Ingredient prepping. Choosing meals ahead of time and preparing the ingredients in advance is a great way to shave off minutes spent cooking during mealtime. Trust me, taco night or any theme night really is much easier when you already have your veggies chopped, cooked, and ready. Just pull out of the fridge and go. 2. Heat and eat. This meal prep style is great if you want to come home from a busy day of work and pop a fully cooked meal in the microwave or oven. You can even portion these pre-cooked meals out into individual containers for quick, effortless lunches. 3. Slow cooker prep. Nobody wants to be cutting onions and slicing up chicken in the morning before work. But if your ingredients are all together and ready to go from doing some meal prepping the night before, you can just throw them into your crock pot before you head out the door. And 4. Freezer or batch cooking. Batch cooking is a variation of the heat and eat meal prep style. The difference here is that you make large batches of food, portion it out into different containers, and pop them in the freezer for future use. This works extremely well with soups and chilies. Experiment with the different meal prep styles and choose the one that matches up with your lifestyle and schedule. How to meal prep the easy way. Meal prepping doesn't have to be complicated. Making this one change can be easy if you do it right. Here are a few tips and tricks I've learned along the way. 1. Keep it simple. Set yourself up for success by keeping it simple. When you're picking your recipes for the week, don't pick ones with 10 or more ingredients and an hour's worth of steps. Simple recipes can still be delicious and satisfying. 2. Be true to who you are. Choosing a meal prepping method that resonates with you is key to making sure you're successful. Be sure to choose one that matches up with your lifestyle and schedule. 3. Start small. Start small by choosing 2 to 3 meals to prep per week. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to make every single meal and snack for the entire week. Starting small gives you a chance to develop the habit of meal prepping in a sustainable way. Once you're comfortable with the concept of meal prepping, you can grow from there. 4. Make a schedule and stick to it. Set aside time each week to meal plan, grocery shop, and meal prep. Choose times that work for you. You don't have to meal prep on Sundays because that's what everyone else seems to be doing. You can meal prep any day of the week that fits your schedule. And 5, be mindful of your time. Don't spend more time on meal planning and prepping than you need to. Trust me, you could spend hours doing all of this, but that's entirely unnecessary. Be mindful of the amount of time you're spending on each step. For example, if you notice you're spending an hour each week meal planning and choosing recipes, make an effort to whittle that down to a half an hour at most. You just listened to the post titled, One Change, Meal Prep by Danielle Omar of foodconfidence.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Sponsored jobs boost your post for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. I love that Indeed speeds up hiring. When I've hired in the past, the process was overwhelming. I wish I'd used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. Sometimes I just don't have the time or brain space for proper grocery shopping. With a long commute, shopping for groceries is the last thing I want to do. That all changed with Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to get healthy. Just tell them what you like, don't like, and your goals, and Hungry Root fills your cart with personalized recommendations. It's the perfect way to actually stick with your New Year's resolution of starting fresh with healthy eating. For my Hungry Root order, I was able to get the veggies and proteins I specifically wanted for my weekly meal prep, plus a couple sides and pre-made meals for convenience, all fresh and delivered quickly. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/OHD and use code OHD. That's hungryroot.com/OHD, code OHD, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Dr. Neil here with my commentary. Remember the other day I read to you a post about motivation? In my commentary on that episode, I talked about knowing your limits and how I've learned over time that I probably shouldn't watch baking shows around the time I'm ready to eat dessert. My motivation to limit my dessert intake will probably go away if I watch any kind of baking show. Instead, if I do end up watching a baking show, almost as if I'm in a trance, I'll find myself digging around my cupboards looking for a baked dessert, or I'll be inspired to bake something myself. Okay, so what does this have to do with today's post by Danielle Omar and meal prepping? Well, Danielle talked about how after a long day, it can be difficult to find the motivation to prepare a nutritious meal. If this is something you can relate to, good. Now you've identified one of your limits, just like I identified one of my limits. No baking shows when it's dessert time. Knowing your limits means you can plan ahead. For me, knowing that I shouldn't watch baking shows after dinner is something I can prepare for. And if you listen to this show for any period of time, you also know I'm a huge fan of meal prepping. In fact, I make a weekly dinner menu and make sure that the grocery shopping is done well in advance so that meal preparation is the last thing I need to worry about. Because I'm human too. If after a long day, I have to prepare something from scratch, it's probably not going to happen, and I'll find some takeout food instead. So, as Danielle said in today's post, and something that I completely agree with, even if you plan just 2 or 3 dinners next week, that's a huge step in the right direction. Just try it. You'll see what we mean. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I'll see you back here tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.